You are scrolling through job listings late at night, fueled by coffee and desperation. You find a position that seems perfect. You apply. Your heart races with hope. But then, silence. Absolute crickets. Not even a thanks but no thanks. Welcome to the world of ghost jobs, where opportunities vanish into thin air, leaving you haunted by the specter of false hope. In this video, we are diving deep into the eerie phenomenon of ghost jobs and even creepier trend of corporate catfishing. ये सब तो ठीक है, all these are corporate jargons. But what is the real value I'll get, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you exactly how to spot ghost jobs and steer clear of them in your job search process. Just watch this video without skipping anywhere. Fair enough? Let's get started right away. So, what are ghost jobs? Well, simply put, these are those job postings for positions that either don't exist or that companies have no intention of filling. According to a recent study, about 30% of all jobs that are posted online fall into this category. That's right, almost 1 in 3. These phantom positions can waste your time and energy, leaving you feeling frustrated and demoralized. According to a survey by Resume Builder, 40% of the companies admitted to posting fake job listings, and 30% currently display deceptive listings on their websites or job boards. This indicates the widespread issue across various industries, but specific companies are not named in the context of backlash or public relation issues. The results show that many hiring managers justify the practice of posting ghost jobs as morally acceptable, with some believing that helps maintain a positive image of the company. Ghost jobs are a growing problem, particularly in the tech and finance sector. But why are companies posting these ghost listings in the first place? Companies might post these fake jobs either to show an illusion of growth, like I just said, or to curate a pool of candidates so that whenever they open up the jobs in future, these candidates can be utilized for those postings. It's like a magician's trick. Look over here while the real action is happening somewhere else. Sometimes companies post these jobs to gauge interest in a role that might not be ready to fill yet. But I get how frustrating it can be for applicants. According to a Forbes article, ghost jobs expose the uncertainty and lack of transparency in the economy, hurting the job seekers who are already feeling vulnerable in the competitive world. Take the case of a well-known tech company that posted a job of a senior data scientist, and the listing was up for over 6 months, attracting thousands of applicants. When candidates finally reached out for updates, there was a complete silence. The company had no intentions of filling the role. They were simply trying to gauge interest in their brand. This left many job seekers feeling disheartened and questioning their qualifications. While it might seem harmless on the surface, this practice can seriously damage trust between job seekers and employers. You wouldn't want to date someone who stood you up a couple of times and finally ghosted you, would you? Now let's talk about corporate catfishing. This is actually when companies misrepresent themselves to attract candidates. This could be on any level. They might paint a picture of a vibrant culture and exciting opportunities, but the reality is far from it. It's like swiping right on a dating profile only to meet someone who looks nothing like their photos. I know it's kinda absurd, case in point, but you get my drift. A survey found that 45% of the candidates have rejected jobs after realizing they were catfished during the interview process. That's a lot of broken hearts. According to an infographic that I came across, which was by Zappy Hire, corporate catfishing occurs when companies mask their real culture with an ideally portrayed employer brand. This can lead to a significant disconnect between expectations and reality. This is an interesting and informative infographic that you must check out. I'll link it in the description. And no, I haven't been sponsored by Zappy Hire to feature this. But if someone from Zappy Hire is listening, please sponsor me. I'll give you my personal example where I experienced catfishing recently. A few months ago, I was interviewing with a very big recruitment and workforce solutions company. There were about 5 rounds in total, virtual and in-person included. And 3 out of the 4 senior level people I met in one way or the other, alluded to their transparent culture and posted about their open communication and how they value people, etc. They all were able to convince me that this was a great place to work, and I was really excited to hear back from them. Lo and behold, a few weeks later, complete silence. When I followed up, there was no response to the email. There was not even an acknowledgement. What an amazing culture of open communication, transparency, and valuing people, right? This is exactly what catfishing is. But the reality is, most candidates can gauge that during the interview and see through such a culture irrespective of what companies claim. But if they still join such companies and the reality hits later, this disconnect can lead to high turnover rates and a damaged reputation for the company. Anyway, back to the ghost jobs. The psychological toll of applying for ghost jobs can be severe and long-lasting. Imagine pouring your heart into an application, only to find out it was all for nothing. It's enough to make anyone question their self-worth and enter into a dark world of imposter syndrome. Job seekers often feel demoralized and anxious when they face repeated disappointments like these. It can lead to lack of motivation and even depression in some cases. A study by Stack Overflow revealed that about 73% of applicants have fallen for ghost job openings at some point or the other, which has created a false sense of hope and has led to burnout. So tell me, have you ever applied to a job and never heard back, but did see that same job opportunity reposted again after a few weeks? What are some other similar experiences you've had while looking for jobs? Let's discuss that in the comments. But the real question here is how to spot ghost jobs. Let me give you some red flags to look out for when searching for jobs. The first and foremost is vague job descriptions. If the job listing reads like a generic template or the real responsibilities are unclear, chances are that it's a ghost job right there. Legitimate postings are usually specific about responsibilities, qualifications, what they want, what they desire, and so on and so forth. Another giveaway, though not always true, and this is specifically for LinkedIn, is if you do not see a job poster's profile, a legit profile that is, that could be your first tip off that this could be a ghost job. Again, this may not be always true, but just a caveat, exercise your judgment there. The next is if you see a certain job repeatedly being reposted despite having hundreds if not thousands of applicants every time it is posted. Most likely it is a ghost job. Real postings get filled. Full stop. Another red flag, again on LinkedIn and even on Indeed, is when you see an easy apply button on the posting. So what is really wrong with easy apply, you might ask? Well, I have an entire episode where I have decoded the whole fiasco around easy apply that you can watch here on the I button. Do not fall in that easy apply trap is the short message. Another red flag that you should always be cautious of is lack of company information. If you cannot find much about the company online or if their email addresses does not match their website, steer clear. You might be dealing with a scammer. Speaking of company website, it's always a good idea to double check the role that you've seen open on LinkedIn. Go verify it on their website. This way you'll be able to know whether this is a legit position or a ghost job. The other red flag that you have to be cautious of is no response after the application. If you apply for a role and hear nothing at all for weeks or even months, it's a sign that that position may not be real. So always do your homework. Check out the company's website. Read reviews on platforms like Glassdoor or AmbitionBox and reach out to current or former employees in that company if you can. Are there any other best practices you know or follow to spot ghost jobs? Share those in the comments and you might unknowingly be helping someone out there. But the real question is, what are the consequences of ghost jobs? Well, in my opinion, that extends beyond just wasted time on either side. They can lead to a lack of trust in the hiring process and damage a company's reputation. Nobody wants to work for a company that plays tricks on its candidates. When companies post ghost jobs, they risk losing not just the potential hires but also their credibility in the market. According to a Tech Target article, ghost jobs can create a toxic environment where job seekers feel disillusioned and frustrated. This can lead to negative reviews and a tarnished brand image. It's bad for business and even worse for the morale. So, what should the companies really do? Now, if you are one of the talent acquisition or recruitment leaders listening to this, to avoid falling into the ghost job trap, here are some recommendations I have. Be transparent. If a position is not going to be filled immediately, be upfront about it. Candidates appreciate honesty to no end. The other is to update the job listings regularly. Curate them. Remove outdated postings and ensure that all listings accurately reflect the current hiring needs. The ones that are filled should be ticked off. The other is to engage with candidates. So if somebody applies, and recruiters, this is for you, at least send them a response. Acknowledge their applications. These days I see a lot of automatically triggered emails. Even those are good. But no response is a complete no-no. A simple acknowledgement can go a long way in building goodwill. Next is to invest in employer branding. Companies should focus on creating an authentic employer brand that reflects their true culture. This can help attract the right candidates and reduce the chances of corporate catfishing because guess what? People are smart. They will see through. So finally, how would the future of job searching look like? As we move forward, the job market is evolving. With advancements in technology, we are seeing both positive and negative changes. AI can help streamline the hiring process, but it can also make it easier for scammers to create convincing job postings. While AI can enhance the job search experience, it is crucial for candidates to remain vigilant. So always double check the legitimacy of the posting before applying using the strategies we discussed in this episode. So in conclusion, ghost jobs and corporate catfishing are real issues. But by staying informed, proactive, and vigilant, you can protect yourselves from these pitfalls. Do not let ghost jobs haunt your career search. Take control, do your research, and remember that the right opportunity is just out there waiting for you. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like it and share it with someone who you want to help with this information. Subscribe to this channel so you stay updated every time I bring such valuable content. And more importantly, share your job experiences along with any questions that you might have for me in the comments below. Also, let me know if you would like me to cover any such similar topic in my upcoming videos. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, remember to always strive to be the learner.